Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24. Today we are on the road to face one of our division rivals in the Sacramento Kings, two teams looking to make their push for the postseason. I'm interested to see this one because we're going to see Klay Thompson in his new home in Sacramento. The big trade before the deadline, he was shipped from Orlando to the Kings for De'Aaron Fox, and he's looking to put the Kings back in the postseason while we're looking to try to make the postseason. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. We only have a few more weeks until the end of the regular season, and we'll see if the Los Angeles Clippers will make it to the postseason. But we're here for tip-off in the Golden One Center. This is live televised. The Kings wearing their city throwbacks for the old school Royals as we are underway with the tip, and it is the Clippers who win the tip. They're currently in the whites on the other end. Starting 5 for LA, Bones Highland, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Love. Usual starters as there's a foul on the first possession by Klay Thompson on James Harden. Harden, the former NBA MVP, averaging 21.5 points. Clippers sit 29-31 on the season. That is the 8th spot in the West, and a little bit disappointing as we try to hopefully get out of the potential play-in tournament. We'd like to just make the postseason straight up. We're only a game and a half out of 6, but we're only 2 games up on 11, so a very tight race, so all these games count. Here's the first possession for the Kings. It's a 3-ball that's in and out. It's rebounded by Kevin Love. Harden swings over for Paul George, still dealing with a pinched nerve in his neck. George is playing through the injury. He's been playing pretty good. He's definitely in some pain. Hands it off for Kawhi Leonard in the corner, who knocks down a 3-ball. The claw Kawhi Leonard from the corner makes it 5-0 as the Clippers come out shooting in the early going. Kings on the other end. Here's the newest member, Klay Thompson, back in the West. Signed a 3-year contract with the Magic in the offseason. He was quickly traded after just half a season for De'Aaron Fox in the big-time move, and I like the move for the Kings. They're in win-now mode. That gives us another shooter. Fox is a great player, but Klay Thompson is a veteran. He can get you to that final spot, which is what the Kings want, is to win it all, and they finally get their first points. A two-hand slam by Josh Hart, the former New York Knick, now out here in Sacramento. As the Kings did a very good job at building some pretty solid squad out here. They have a lot of good shooters on this team. They currently sit 36 and 27. That's 4th in the Western Conference, as there's an illegal screen on Kevin Love, which will be the first turnover of the game. Love, former Miami Heat, been to the back-to-back finals with them, looking to bring that leadership out here to LA. He's had a little bit of a down season, but he also has said that he will retire at the end of the year. So this is the last dance for Kevin Love, trying to send him back to the championship. Kings currently with it after 2 minutes of play. 5-2 your score. Here's Klay Thompson from 3, and that's going to be a tie game now. One half of the Splash Bros brings it here to Sacramento, and he gets himself going. Still a very lethal 3-point shooter. James Harden is going to be drawing the assignment of Klay Thompson. Dishes inside for Kawhi Leonard. Here becomes a double team. They leave George open for 3, and he's a little strong off of the left wing. Very interesting to see if the Kings continue to double Kawhi Leonard down in the post. As here's Mitchell, gets a lot of space. Tees up a fadeaway 3. Good ball dribbling there, but just not a good shot. Here's High on the other end, using the speed, tries to get inside. He's going to draw a foul from Domantas Sabonis, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Highland's been a very welcome addition to the offensive side this year. Really stepped up, has firmly grasped that starting point guard position. He gives the Clippers once more a lead, now 7-5. Davy Mitchell brings up the court here for the Kings. Over to Josh Hart now. Here's Keegan Murray for 3, knocks it down, nothing but nets. Keegan Murray shooting career highs from both the field goal and 3-point, 46% overall, 42% from 3, and he's gone 21.5 points in the 2 games so far this season against us, so definitely leaving his mark when he faces the Clippers. Leonard on the other end drives inside, finishes with the right hook. Nice move there by Leonard. Now got 5 points on the night. A little bit of a down year for Kawhi Leonard. It's been a while since we've seen him really step up and be the leader of the offense. He's averaging under 20 points per game, which is not Kawhi-like at all. So it's good to see him get out to 5 points. Trying to get Thompson open off ball. It works for 3, and this time it just rattles around. Rebound here by George, who quickly moves it up the court. Going to wait for his offense to play catch-up. Over to Highland. Left side. Being guarded tightly by Mitchell. Gets a screen, goes right. Tries to drive inside on his own. Dishes it in for Love, and Love gets rejected at the rim. Gets his own rebound. Finds Leonard in the corner for 3, and he's off the mark. Good defense there by Sabonis. It's now 9-8 your score after about 4 minutes to play. Mitchell dribbles it at the logo. Got the old school logo at the court with the colors as there's a foul. And we'll go to the end of the first quarter where the Clippers lead 28-27 at the Golden One Center, a tightly contested ball club between these two teams. Go 6 minutes, the second half of the second quarter, and it's still only a 4-point game. 44-40 is your score as the starters check back into the game. It's been a very tightly contested one all the way through as there's a miss by George at the rim. Pushing up the floor is the Kings. Thompson hands it off for Mitchell. Double team. Back over to Thompson. Now Harden playing some defense. Stops the drive over to Mitchell. 7 seconds left here to go on the shot clock. Sabonis is going to come set a screen. He's been in foul trouble early. I haven't seen a lot of Sabonis this game. As here's Thompson at the end of the shot clock with a 3. It's missed, but the Kings get the rebound. Good offensive board by Sabonis. As now Hart has it with 5 seconds. Thompson's going to come set a screen. Josh Hart's got to make a shot here. 2 seconds mid-range. It's in and out. Good defense by the Clippers. As on the other side, Highland takes a quick 3. Not a good shot there. It's going to quickly turn it back over to the Sacramento Kings. As Domantas Sabonis hands off for Davion Mitchell. Over now to Josh Hart. Back to Mitchell. Trying to get it to Sabonis in the paint. Kevin Love playing some defense. Sabonis using his strength. Gets inside, but a little too strong with the right hand. Love corrals the rebound. Now up to Highland, who quickly tries to push the pace. Back out to Harden. Gets his man to bite on the pump fake. Wide open Highland now for the mid-range, and he can't connect. That's a shot you'd like to hit. As both offenses seem to be slowing down here in the second half of the second quarter. There's not been a basket made in about a minute and a half. Mitchell trying to change that. Gets inside and hits a nice floater. Davion Mitchell, who also is shooting career highs this year. 43% field goal. 37% from the three-point line. Like I said earlier, this Kings team is full of shooters. They can definitely score the basketball when need be. Highland gets his man airborne this time. He's going to drive and finish with 2 hands at the rack. Kawhi Leonard starting to put his stamp on the game. He leads all Clippers in scoring tonight as they get a 46-42 lead here. Now Mitchell with it on the other end. Sabonis inside. High pass. Allows it though. Underneath the basket, and he actually steps out of bounds. And we'll go to the end of the first half where the Clippers lead by a score of 53-51 in what's been a tightly contested matchup. Both of these two teams could use a win. Kings want to firmly establish themselves as one of the top teams in the West, while the Clippers would like to avoid the play-in tournament. As you can see, Paul George leads all scorers with 16 points. The leader for the Kings, Cole Anthony with 8. So very much a team effort for the boys in blue tonight. As we'll start the second half here with the Kings hosting the basketball. As Mitchell now with it at the top of the key over to Sabonis. Kevin Love's done a pretty decent job on defense on the big man. Murray over to Josh Hart. Trying to set up inside again, but he's got to fire something. 2 seconds on the shot clock, fading to his right. That's no good. Kevin Love with the rebound, quickly pushing the pace up to George. He'll hand it off for Leonard. Leonard being guarded by Keegan Murray. Here comes a screen left side for Love. Gets a little bit of space. He's going to pull from the mid-range, and he's going to knock it down. Kawhi Leonard from the mid-range, 13 points in 17 minutes, shooting 60% from the field. Been very efficient tonight. Him and Paul George have helped lead the way. Thompson inside for Sabonis. He gets his man airborne. Back over to the Thompson, though. Gets a screen from Mitchell. Harden stays with them. 2 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Klay Thompson fires at the end of the shot clock, and he knocks it down. That's what you get with Klay Thompson. 11 points in the first half. Picks up right where he left off. Actually leads all scorers for the Kings. I don't know why they were showing Cole Anthony on that graphic. But nonetheless, your score is 55-54 as Leonard drives inside, and he's going to draw the foul. First one of the night for Keegan Murray. We'll send Leonard to the line for 2 free throws. He knocks down the first. And the claw with the second one is up and in. So he knocks down both free throws. Makes it a 3-point game as well. As the Clippers have just had a little bit of a lead. It's been about a possession or two, but they've had the lead for most of the game. The Kings will not go away. Playing their opponents tough. Sabonis sets the screen. Hart tries to drive right side on George. Good defense despite the nagging injury. It should be a couple of days before George is 100% healthy. As there's Klay Thompson again. He's 100% from downtown here in the second half. His second 3-ball. And just like that, we're tied up at 57. The Kings hanging in there. Here's a screen. Highland on the right side now. And on his left hip. Good defense by Mitchell. Highland tries to drive anyway. 6 seconds left. Behind the back. Gets inside with the right hand and kisses it off the glass. That's what Bones Highland's been so good at this year. Is just creating scoring opportunities. It doesn't look like any are there. Back to a 2-point lead. Mitchell off the double screen. Highland stays with them. Now here's Keegan Murray over to Sabonis. Back over to Hart. He's going to take a 3 of his own this time, and he's going to miss. Rebounded by James Harden, pushing it up the floor himself. Gives it over to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard drives inside. Nobody's at the basket. He slams it down in front of Sabonis. The Kings will call timeout. 61-57 your score. We'll go 3 minutes later into the contest. Now 69-63. And it's just like that. It's now 69-66. As Klay Thompson again hits from downtown. He's had himself a hot third quarter. But this is the man who's been on fire in this frame. You can see he's in takeover mode. Leonard has been unstoppable. He's going to get a screen from Blake Griffin. You can tell they want him to get him the basketball. Long two, a little strong. Maybe a little bit of a force shot there. Thompson now with it over to Mitchell. Inside for Sabonis, the former number 1 overall pick. Blake Griffin now checking in. He's going to hand it off for Malik Monk off of the handoff. Now gets inside, stopped by George. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Mitchell currently with it. Here comes Sabonis for the screen. Mitchell's going to just heave up a 3-ball straight away, and it's going to be no good. Rebounded by Griffin. Quickly out to Highland. He's going to pull it back, wait for his offense to set up. Gets the screen right side. Drives to the rack, and can't finish. Rebounded by the Kings. Highland, 7 points on 2 for 7 tonight. It's been a little bit of a cold night for Highland overall. As on the other end, Sabonis tries to work one-on-one with Griffin. Good defense by the former number 1 overall pick. Griffin has also said that he will retire at the end of the season. So another big man we're going to be losing as he allows Sabonis to get inside there and finish with the left hand. Sabonis named to the 3rd All-NBA team last year. It's the 3rd time he's been named to that award. As Griffin gets a screen for Highland, dishes it inside for Leonard. Backing down on Klay, allowing to go single team, but that's no match for Leonard with a fadeaway. He's just hitting everything. He's up to 21 points. That's 16 points in just the 3rd quarter. We've only played 7.5 minutes. 3-point lead here for LAC as Mitchell gets fouled. It's going to be a reach-in call on George, so we'll just inbound it on the sideline. Murray inbounds it for Mitchell. Over to Malik Monk. Another good shooter off the bench here for the Kings. He's over to Klay. He's been very hot tonight. This time he drives inside and he gets fouled hard. Kevin Love there to meet him. He'll draw his 3rd personal. As Klay will get it done up from the free throw line. And he knocks down both and cuts it to a 1-point game. As the Kings, like has been the story tonight, have just been hanging in there. They haven't really had a lead for more than just a minute or two. But they're keeping it close, which is all you need to get to the end. Leonard trying to back down Thompson. The paint spins off of him, but he can't get it to go. Good defense by Klay to not give up on that one. So now here come the Kings with a chance to take a lead. Mitchell inside, cutting his Klay Thompson of ill people. He gets inside, and the Sacramento Kings have a lead. Klay Thompson leading this team on. How do the Clippers respond? Down by 1 now. Thompson playing very good defense on Kawhi. They're trying to give it to the hot hand. Leonard gets inside, starts backing him down, spins off of him to the left, just a little too strong, but he gets his rebound. Keeps the possession alive. Shot clock will set now, 9 seconds to go. Back to Leonard again, gets a screen right side from Love. Drives inside, and this time finishes at the rack. Kawhi Leonard answering the call. It's been a while since we've seen Leonard take over a quarter like he's done like this, and I have to say, I'm not complaining, as we'll go to the end of the third quarter, tied up at 85. It was the Klay Thompson versus Kawhi Leonard show here, as we'll actually start the fourth quarter. We'll see how this quarter starts, as we're back at square one. George starts the quarter with throwing it down off of the screen. Covington gives him a beautiful pick at the top. A clear path for PG-13, who slams it down with one hand. Leonard's been the star of the night, but Paul George has had a very good night himself. And he recently actually signed a 3-year contract extension to stay in Los Angeles. He wants to finish his career here in LA. And he actually taken a little bit of a pay cut to get it down. So that's an interesting development. Nice block there by Highland, but it ends up in the hand of Lyles, who would then go up and over Blake Griffin and finish with the right hand. That's Trey Lyles getting on the possession. Keeps it tied at 87. Now on the other end, you can tell the defense is starting to ramp up. Dunn over now to Griffin, back to Dunn, back to Griffin. Inside for Covington, using the size to his advantage. Has the height over Thompson, spins off of him on the left side. Nice move there by Robert Covington. Klay Thompson is a good defender, but it's a tough matchup to draw inside. And it looks like they're going to stick with it. Here's Cole Anthony now with the basketball. The other man acquired in that trade that netted them Klay Thompson. They also got Cole Anthony, as here's Thompson off the catch and shoot. A little strong. There's Chris Dunn now with it. On the left side, being guarded by Anthony. Going to dish it inside for George. Trying to back down the much smaller defender. He goes to the right hand. Should have gone to the left side. Had a clear path there. Instead, the mishap allows Malik Monk to push up the floor, and he's going to take a three. It's going to be off the mark. Sacramento starting to cool down a little bit from the three-point line. Now on the other end, Dunn's going to have to pull it back a little bit. Gets a screen from George. I'm going to hand it off for Paul. Gets a screen now from Griffin, lobs it up. There's actually going to be an early foul. They're going to say Klay Thompson reached in before the shot, so it'll stay on the inbounds. As Blake inbounds it for Chris Dunn. Less than 10 minutes left to go in this game. George now with the right side, being guarded by Monk. Paul with the big height advantage here. He's just going to try to back him down. Spins off of him. The shot clock's expiring, and he's going to force a miss. I think that could have been a good possession if they just went a little bit quicker. On the other end, Herter loses the basketball, but ends up in the hand of Lyles. Somehow it's now in Thompson's grasp in the paint. As a wacky possession, Malik Monk just completely picked up his dribble there. They're not going to call anything. The ball don't lie. Off the miss, the whole team now is in takeover mode as Chris Dunn lobs it up for Blake Griffin. He throws it down. Lob City, still a thing here in LAC. Blake Griffin can still go up and get the basketball. Now a 4-point lead here. Kings will call timeouts, and we'll go to the final 2 minutes of play here. The Kings actually have a lead. It's 106 to 104. We've seen this script before. The Clippers unable to close it down at the end as Love inside misses the point-blank shot, but he does get his rebound. Trying to go up with it. He draws the foul from Sabonis, his third on the day. Now Love will go to the free throw line with a chance to tie it. They'll knock down the first free throw. The second one off the mark. The Kings hold on to a 1-point lead as we're inside 100 seconds. Fans on their feet here. The Golden One Center as Mitchell off the step back. Doesn't pull the trigger. Gives it up to Murray. Now over to Josh Hart. It's up to Klay, the highest scorer for the Kings tonight. Now over to Hart in the corner. He's going to hack up a three, and he's going to knock it down. A big shot in the corner for Josh Hart. A 2-possession lead. This time it was Klay on the assist that gets it done. 109-105. A big possession here for the Clippers as George has a pass to the basket, and he's going to draw the foul. Sabonis called for it again. Now PG-13 with a bad neck and all. He'll knock down the first free throw. Second one also in. 2 points now separate these two teams, but we got to get a stop if we want to win this game. Thompson's taking it to Harden. Good defense here by the Beard. He gets inside and forces the miss. James Harden, another good defensive play. He's really stepped it up on that side of the court. And now the Clippers have a chance to tie or potentially take the lead. We're inside a minute now. Screen right side. George drives to the basket. Left hand off the glass and in. We're tied at 109. Kings call timeout with 49 seconds to go. They will advance the ball. They still have one timeout. The Clippers, they still have two. Thompson now with it. Trying to drive on Harden. Again, good stifling defense. Step back jumper. Too strong. Rebounded by Harden. The Clippers with a chance to take the lead here. They're going to push the pace. Highland for three. Oh, too strong again. Rebounded by the Kings, but they throw the ball away. Miscommunication there. Sabonis throws it out of bounds. And is back with the Clippers. 27 seconds on the clock. 3 seconds separate the game clock and the shot clock, so the Clippers can hold it. They can't hold it to the last possession. They can give the Kings not a lot of time. That looks like what they're going to do. George with it at the top of the key, being guarded by Malik Monk. Letting some time wear down. Maybe letting a little too much time. 6 seconds left to go here. 4 on the shot clock. Screen now coming. 1 second to go. And with zeros on the clock, George slams it home. Maybe like 0.2 of a second. That was a close one. But the Clippers now lead by 2. 3.4. What do the Kings have to draw up here? Do you go for the tie? Do you go for the win? They go for the win. Thompson for 3 and he misses. Rebounded by Sabonis, but there's no time left. And the Clippers win it by a final score of 111 to 109. And a great game here on the road. The fans stunned in silence as the Clippers, great resiliency, able to get the win. Thompson led all scorers on the Kings with 29 points. He was really good from downtown. Sabonis had a double-double, but it was the Clippers who get it done, led by Kawhi Leonard, 38 points. George had 31. That's 69 points between the two of them. Nobody else reached double figures. It's a little concerning, but it's overall a good win here for the Clippers. Good resiliency down the stretch. They didn't give up, and they pull away with the victory. We get some more good news after this. George is now fully healthy, so his neck's no longer bothering him. But then we get slammed at home against the Grizzlies. We gave up over 100 points in 3 quarters, and not a good showing there. We do bounce back, though, and beat the Mavericks by a point, 130 to 129. Bones Highland goes off for 34, and the MVP frontrunner Luka Doncic had 27. Here, players of the week, we saw Ja crush us in the middle of the week. He gets Western Conference, while the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo claims another player of the week. Next game, we'll play at home against the Indiana Pacers, who are a very good team in the Eastern Conference. And a little bit of news with them, Tyrese Halliburton has now set the all-time season franchise record in assists with still a few weeks to go. So we'll see him in the next episode. This is another good team. They're like the Kings, where they're sitting in the middle of the pack in the East. So it'll be a good team to test ourselves against before we actually have a rematch against the Kings the next night. But these are the games you got to win. And we're going to have another chance next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed an exciting finish down the stretch. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.